So this should be a bit of a quick one, just as a little disclaimer about a unlisted change in the most recent update that we've had today. So Hector in 2023, since the release of level 6 Rebels, rose to prominence a bit, and that is primarily because this ability here, Strength of 1000, was not lasting for 5 seconds in practice when you actually watched Rebel Leader reports. Effectively, when this applied onto the Rebel Leader, it would last the entire fight. So I made a video going over this, and I mute that. There's twice speed, but what you'll see is Enzo is taking damage here early in the fight, but as soon as Hector procs this ability twice, I believe, effectively Enzo will be invincible throughout the entire remaining duration of this fight. So you see his health bar now. It will, there we go, no longer be going down, and it just continues to stay at 100% now throughout the entire duration of this fight, and every commander can just do full damage. You might lose some damage from his passive stacking through this, but the fact that all commanders would stay alive through this meant that Hector, given the difficulty spike with level 6 Rebels, really gained effectiveness, and a lot of players, particularly with lower rarity commanders, really leaned on Hector to deal effective damage against these level 6 Rebel Leaders. In this update today, it appears that this has eventually been fixed, so I'll show that here. Again, if you just remember how it worked in that video, where after about 10 seconds of the fight, Enzo's health just stayed at 100% the entire time. He was never really in that much danger, but he just totally made it so he took no damage whatsoever, so you could run less healers with him. He needed less support, because like here, again, I'm running 3 supports with him, so he's never really at risk anyway. But you'll note we're 20 seconds in, and he's still losing health, because Hector's ability is not applying in the same way that it was previously. And now, even with Hector in these formations, your tank is going to continue to take damage throughout the entire 45 seconds. And this pretty much makes Hector probably unusable, or at least significantly worse than he was before this update. And a lot of people may now need to change their Rebel Leader formations for level 6s for this. So in my experience, the trio of Annie, Jean, Simon is very effective. You will need a lot of support, healing, and shields and whatnot to stay alive consistently against level 6s. This will even be required for Gold 4-star Enzo. Against Int, this obviously works quite well. Against Cavalry, I like using Patello as tank there. You see something like this. Hector's in this formation, but again, it can just work with that Annie, Jean, Simon trio once again. Unless you have the likes of Gold Daenerys, you're not going to be killing level 6s in hugely short amount of time with whatever you do. But if you are affected by this change to Hector, you are going to have to tweak your formations. And if you are confused about why you're doing less damage, this is probably it. It's not that they've nerfed Rebels or anything. They've just fixed this bug that's been there for, I believe, forever, because I've noticed this even back in like 2020, 2021 with like ET or Alliance Trial even, the old version. If you ran Hector with stuff, your whole lineup would just end at full health, and it never really made sense until people actually figured it out with these level 6 Rebel Leaders of exactly what was happening there. So yeah, overall, Hector, he's been bug fixed. He no longer provides invincibility for your entire lineup. And if you were running him with level 6s, you're probably going to have to try and figure out some new formations for those now, since Hector will no longer be as effective as he was previously.